We are live at the Los Angeles We are live at the Los Angeles Memorial Sports Arena, where people are beginning to crowd in to watch the unveiling of the next chapter in PlayStation history. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the 2013 Sony Computer Entertainment live event stream. I'm Anthony Carboni. I've got Meredith Molinari with me. I am so excited. Such a great year to be at E3.
Absolutely, Anthony. I am super excited to be here hosting this pre-show with you. I mean, this press conference, it could be historic.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think everyone is just like shaking with anticipation since the February 20th announcement of the PlayStation 4. And I'm really hoping that we are going to get a more in-depth look about the, the PlayStation 4's features. We're inside here. We're waiting for everyone to spill in. What are you feeling? What are your expectations for tonight?
Oh, man. Obviously, we learned a little bit about the hardware.
Yes.
We know about the 8 gigs of RAM. We know about the quad-core processor. Here's what we don't know. First and foremost, what does it look like? I want to know what this thing looks like.
Yeah. I also want to know about the new DualShock. I mean, we have a new controller. We know they've updated the Rumble Pack.
Yep.
We know that there's a speaker. We also know they have a touchpad. And as a big PS Vita fan, I'm really excited to find out, is the technology for the touchpad going to be similar to the touchscreen PS Vita technology? Or is it something new entirely? We don't know.
Yeah.
I've got so many questions, and I have no answers. And I'm really hoping to get some answers tonight.
Another thing I want to know, user experience. We have a lot of new features here, right? We've got that sharing that you talked about. We have streaming classic titles. We have first-day downloads. How does it look to access all this stuff? How am I getting around on this new system?
Wait, you're nerding out over the menu.
I am a menu nerd. I want to know what it's about.
That's right. I want to know what colors. What's my background going to look like? Can I change it? I'm such a girl that way. I want to customize everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
But not only do we have a lot of new hardware, there's also going to be a lot of new games being talked about tonight.
Yes.
Any game that you're really looking forward to finding more about?
Oh, man. So, obviously, we're going to see a lot of stuff from Worldwide Studios. We're going to find out more about Knack, that launch title that's coming out. We know that's day one. I want to know more about how that plays. What about you?
You know, I'm really excited to find out if there's going to be games that are exclusively for the PS4, brand new titles coming out, or are there going to be other titles in series from the PS3 that are now going to be available on the PS4 in like some new shiny version? And how is it going to work with my Vita? I know, it all goes back to my PlayStation Vita.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right,
we're
let's
also
take a little break right for now.
Okay.
We're going to introduce you guys to another member of our live cast team. She's going to be with us all week long. Taryn Southern is outside where the crowd's coming in. Taryn, how's it going?
Oh my gosh, you guys, it's great. This place is filled with excitement. You can't actually see the crowds of people lined up starting to trickle into the arena, but Dan Su, who's here with me, can. You're editor-in-chief of GameSpeed, and this is not your first time at the rodeo. In fact, you've done 17 E3s?
17 E3s, yeah, I've been here for a while.
That's insane!
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so what are we going to see tonight, Dan?
Well, hopefully Sony's going to announce a price. That's what everyone wants to know, right? Sony, the thing's coming out. The PlayStation 4 is coming out soon. So people are going to want to know how much they're plunking down for things. So we expect to see price. We want to see hardware. We're going to see the machine for the first time. And that's what, in a lot of games, I think they saw the negative reaction when other companies don't show enough games. So I think we're going to see plenty of games tonight.
Obviously, we know a little bit about the features. What are you most excited to see?
Actually, you know what's weird? I want to see all the indie games that Sony's going to bring out because Sony's been a very traditionally indie-friendly company. So I want to see some of the weirder, quirky, non-mainstream, non-big explosion stuff, coming out from Sony.
Well, I'm sure it's going to be a blast, and I will see you after the show to hear all of your thoughts.
Cool.
All right, thanks, guys. What's going on inside?
Well, Taryn is going to be with us all week, by the way. Remember that we have live coverage from the PlayStation booth all week long.
All week long. Like at least, 27 million hours of live casting?
Yes.
No,
we're packing it all into
tomorrow.
3 days.
Yes. It all starts tomorrow at noon. You can check it out on the PlayStation website, on the PlayStation blog, and if you can't catch it live, we will have syndication on the PlayStation YouTube page.
Speaking of the PlayStation blog, we got Ray Gutierrez outside. Ray, what's happening out there?
What's going on, Anthony? It's good to see you, man. With every Epic hardware console reveal comes Epic games and software. But for every Epic game, you need an Unreal Engine. Joining me from Unreal Games, co-founder and vice president of Epic Games, Mark Rain. How are you, my friend?
I'm great. How are you today?
So let's talk about PlayStation 4 and the romance it's got for the Unreal Engine. Talk about that.
We love the PlayStation 4. We did the Elemental demo. We showed that live on stage, running real-time PlayStation 4 at the launch event. And now we're just really excited that developers are starting to make some really great games with it.
So talk about how easy it is or how streamlined it is to develop for the PlayStation 4.
Well, something that we've always concentrated on is getting the pipeline right, making it easier and easier and easier, using the power of the engine and procedural technology to make games, better games, easier, less people than are most of our competitors. And so this time around with Unreal Engine 4, we have an entirely new blueprint system that can just produce some really incredible results.
That's awesome, man. Talk about the challenges. It's hard enough to make a game. How hard is it to design the software to make those games?
Well, it takes a special group of people, and that's certainly what we have at Epic Games. We're really proud of them, and hopefully they'll keep doing it.
Mark, it's always good to see you. Thank you for that. Inside, we have my homeboy, my good friend, Sid Schumann, manager of the PlayStation blog.
And we're here live with Neil Druckmann, creative director on The Last of Us, getting monster reviews coming out this Friday only on PS3. Dude, this game is being named as a potential Game of the Year candidate, and it's June. What are the guys at Naughty Dog saying about this? It's not even out yet.
It's pretty freaking awesome. Crunching so hard. The team has been working amazingly hard, and it's super gratifying. And the next big thing for us is Friday when the game is finally out, and we get to hear what the fans think. And we can't wait. We can't wait to be able to talk about the whole thing beginning to end. We're interviews, we're talking around the spoilers, around all the twists and stuff. So Friday, big day for us.
Huge day, and huge day for all gamers. I've played the entire game. I'm stunned by just the kind of the maturity level, the themes that you guys deal with. This is not a typical video game. Is that what did you guys set out to make a game that just kind of defies the genre?
I mean, we set out to make the game we always wanted to play. We looked at kind of what was out there, what was really inspiring to us, what kind of characters we really wanted to explore, and we made it. And honestly, we thought it would be way more divisive and polarizing, and we're just blown away by their reception. We really are.
I mean, just a huge, huge review reception. I've never seen anything quite like this. I mean, it's the most talked about game of the year, for sure. One of my favorite elements of the game, though, the relationship between Joel and Ellie. I've never seen anything quite like it. Tell us about that.
I mean, that's always been the core of the game, is this relationship between these two characters, and every decision, every moment, every artistic choice has come always from that relationship. That was always the core, even before we knew what genre the game would take place in. We knew the arcs of these two characters, and I think that focus really helped make that kind of a unique experience that you've never felt this kind of relationship before in a game.
And one thing I want to point out, we're out of time, and we're going to go back to Ray.
Thanks, Sid. Tell Neil that I love him a lot, especially after Last of Us. It wouldn't be a PlayStation press conference pre-show without the man, the myth, the legend, editor-in-chief of the Shucktoid, Dale North. I hyped you up.
I appreciate that.
How are you feeling?
I'm pretty excited.
I wonder why. Why are you excited, Mr. Dale North?
Because so far I've seen a controller for, I don't know what this thing is yet, but I know I want it. And I know there's going to be games on it that I want from people that make games that I like.
Name some of those games. And I'm just going to nod and smile.
You know that I don't know any of the games, and that you do. But I can expect that Naughty Dog is making something for this new system that we haven't seen yet.
Yeah,
Probably. And they made The Last of Us, and that was...
Well, Let's talk about The Last of Us. Everyone's calling it a masterpiece, 10s across the board. What's your opinion?
My opinion is that I'm 4.5 hours in, but then I had to leave to this place.
So what the heck are you doing here?
I'm covering my ears so no one tells me what happened. Yeah. Oh my
God. Man, that is a 20+ hour masterpiece. I cannot
20+ hours.
I cannot rave and rant more about that game. So, any predictions besides games that I cannot confirm or deny that exist tonight?
No one's saying anything. Everyone's just kind of excited. I expect Sony to come out big because there's so many opportunities. Nothing against anyone else, but there's so many opportunities for them to step up in front of them and say, hey, we're doing this. Right, oh, you're wondering about that? Look what we're doing. Awesome. So I expect a kind of showy answer to what people want and expect. So
what's going to make Dale North a happy Dale North? What's going to make your corgis back at home smile with glee after this press conference? What do you want to see?
I want to see more of PlayStation Plus. I want to see a system that doesn't focus on television and anything else other than games. I mean, all that stuff is a nice bonus.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think you do. I think you do know what I'm talking about. No, I just want to play games on a system that's really crazy powerful and has a lot of support from good game makers.
Dale, always a pleasure, man. They're telling me to go back inside to our main hosts.
Thanks, Ray. Everybody talking about The Last of Us.
Yes.
I cannot wait to play it.
Well, what's so crazy to me is like last year, I got the opportunity to sit down with Ashley Johnson and Troy Baker, the voice actors for The Last of Us, and we got to talk about the game and what their experience was. And now, here we are a year later, and that game is just coming out. It's like, I can't believe the time has gone by so fast. And that just goes to show like how much dedication it takes to put a game like that, of that magnitude, together.
For sure. Another thing that was brought up by Dan Shu, which I think is an excellent, excellent thing to bring up, is open publishing across these PlayStation consoles. Like games like The Last of Us, the AAA stuff, absolutely. But opening it up to the indie guys, the smaller studios, if you want to put a game on a PlayStation console, there is almost no barrier to entry, and I love that.
Yeah, you look at games that Sony Santa Monica put together, like Journey and Sound Shapes. Those are really small indie games that could have gotten swallowed up by that size of a studio, but instead, Sony Santa Monica found a way to like raise the game up, and I think it inspires other indie developers to come on over to the Sony side and not be afraid of the big boys.
And you gotta love it as a Vita fan, too, because all this stuff like Guacamelee, all this cross-play stuff, taking it everywhere with you. You must really enjoy that.
I really do. And what's so great about it is that it fits right in my little pocket or my purse, and I can just take my games on the go, and I'm not stuck playing Candy Crush for 9 million hours.
So we're getting real close to showtime here, but we want to show you one new thing before the show even starts. One of the biggest things about Gran Turismo 5 was GT Academy, and that is coming back for Gran Turismo 6. Let's find out more. Gran Turismo, GT Academy. I would flunk out immediately.
I'm right behind you.
I mean, the worst Gran Turismo player.
All right, well, we're going to throw you down to the floor where Taryn is in the mix of it all. Taryn, how's it going?
Hey guys, I am inside. I made my way in. It's starting to fill up. Look at this place. It's amazing. We've got 9 screens behind me, and I don't know how much you heard from Dan Shu, who I talked to outside, but he made a comment about how these conferences have really changed over the years. They started with a very business-like kind of tone, and now they've moved towards becoming incredibly engaging with PS fans, entertaining. The speakers who come up have a lot to say. The gameplay is really fun, and obviously we're going to get a lot of huge announcements tonight. So if you were inside this arena right now, trust me, you could feel the energy. Everyone is so excited. It's actually almost completely full already. We only have a few minutes left before the announcements begin, but Meredith, I want to hear what's going down with you guys.
All right, well, I know that E3, no matter how many times I'm here, they always surprise me with these press conferences. I mean, As a God of War fan, when Todd Pappy himself came out last year to do the demo, I thought that was a big surprise.
He pulled off some things in God of War that I thought were only theoretically possible in that demo. Big moment for me in E3 history, Gabe Newell coming out, Portal 2.
Yeah.
That was huge, super surprising. Tons of these moments coming up throughout the week. We're going to be on the floor all 3 days. We're going to have everybody from the PlayStation blog with us. Taryn's going to be with us. We're going to have, what, over 40 games?
We're going to have 40 games we're going to talk about. We're going to have some live demos. We're going to have interviews with game developers. You definitely don't want to miss any of the coverage. So yes, once again, you can find it on the PlayStation website at PlayStation.com. Check out the PlayStation blog. Or if you can't watch it live, you can mosey on over to the PlayStation YouTube page. But you definitely don't want to miss it because this week is just filled with amazing game coverage.
Yeah, last year I got to see the Beyond Two Souls, the first demo.
Whoa. Yeah.
And now we're going to see more about that this year. We're getting closer and closer to release.
Yes. That was definitely one of my E3 memories. I got to sit down with David Cage, who talks in games in this way where it's like you're having a conversation about art. You know, he has such a guttural response to the art he creates, and he's really in love with the media, and I think it's great to be able to sit down with someone who's, for lack of a better word, an auteur.
Yeah, for sure. And there are a lot more of these people as we're bringing in the indies. I remember sitting and watching Flower as it was first announced. I remember seeing, Journey as it was first announced. And being here to see all of these things just come together. There are so many things that we cannot even imagine coming out this year.
All right, well, we are getting ready to get this press conference started. But before we go, we thought that you guys would enjoy hearing what some of the biggest names in the industry have to say about the new platform. So we're going to leave you now with some reflections on the promise of the PS4. Enjoy the press conference, guys, and stick around because we'll be joining you again immediately with our wrap show.
As a developer, all you want to do is get your content on a platform. You know, you have your original vision, you have the goal that you want to try and achieve, and if the platform gets in the way of that, you feel frustrated. But if you are molding the vision for that platform as you're developing, it makes it so much easier for you to execute on that vision.
And so we were able to provide really concrete targets for them. And it's not like they took them as marching orders, but I feel like what we contributed combined with what all the other studios they work with contributed made this a very informed set of decisions. And I think you're seeing that when you see the reaction, even from people who weren't directly involved, as, hey, this is a well-engineered gaming system.
Sony recognizes that the PlayStation is a gaming platform. And in order to sell gaming platforms, you need to sell games. And that's very important, and not everybody gets that. A lot of people see gaming platforms as like home media, entertainment. Yes, they do have all this other additional functionality, but the people who go out there and buy those platforms initially are the gamers. And those people are the people who, provide word of mouth of like, yes, you should buy this because it's awesome.
At that point, I think this is where people already start thinking differently. And you know that the boundaries that you sort of gotten used to, for a moment, those boundaries, they just disappear. And it's all about finding out how far you can push your vision, that you can really go all out and think outside of the box. I think that's something very, very powerful.
I think Sony really gets it and gets where gaming should be going, that online gaming itself doesn't necessarily mean hardcore people playing in a clan in a deathmatch somewhere. It means sharing. It means being social with each other.
One of the things we've found internally is that you get inspired by other people doing cool stuff. And that is what's amazing about system-wide sharing of moments, not just of creations, but of actual moments while you're playing. That can be funny, that can be instructive, and that can be inspiring.
One key thing is that I think for some reason with the PlayStation, there's always been a move to encourage the sort of artistic visionaries. And I think with this next generation, that's just been, pushed forward even more. So the kind of things that start to come out of these, sort of transplant from the creator's mind to the screen. They're going to bring their vision and it will work.
It allows just the industry to grow. It's not just, here's a new piece of hardware, it's here's a new era. and that's just amazing.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to begin in 1 minute. 1 minute.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jack Tretton.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to E3 2013. Man, there's never been a more exciting time to be in the gaming industry. I'm told there are 1 billion gamers worldwide. There's 220 million in the United States alone. And hopefully we've got something for all of you guys tonight. But I always have to start my presentation by reaching out to the people that started lining up on Friday at noon to be a part of this presentation. Yeah. The millions of people watching around the world through our stream broadcast, you guys look forward to E3 all year long. There's nothing more exciting than eating up every piece of news and all the great gaming information that has to be shared. And when you combine that with a next generation platform launch, that's birthday and Christmas all rolled into one. So I want to thank you guys. Your motivation and your enthusiasm has really driven me throughout my entire career, and this entire presentation is for you. So thank you very much. It's already been an incredibly exciting year so far. In February, we unveiled the most advanced gaming system ever created with PlayStation 4. And since then, momentum and excitement across the industry has grown tremendously. Tonight, we look forward to revisiting why those of us involved in creating this groundbreaking entertainment can't wait to bring it to you. And I know you're all looking forward to hearing more about PlayStation 4, but there are more than 70 million people who want to know what's new on PS3 and PlayStation Vita. There's lots of exciting news to share on Vita as it approaches its second year in the market, and PlayStation 3 lineup is stronger than it's ever been. What's equally exciting, however, is transforming the PlayStation ecosystem into a stronger, more vibrant platform that enables people to engage, share, play, and connect on their terms. There's no better example of this movement than PlayStation Vita. Vita is just beginning its life cycle. Just over a year since its launch, we've built a library of more than 125 Vita-dedicated games. And people have access to more than 650 titles when PSP, PS1, and PlayStation mobile games are included. It's clear that people love Vita once they get their hands on it. In the US, Vita owners have on average purchased more than 10 games, and Vita customers also reflect the strong appetite for digital downloads, with nearly 60% of all Vita title purchases made through the PlayStation Store. The Vita vision hasn't wavered from delivering rich gameplay that you simply can't find on any other portable device. Vita is about tapping into an incredible pool of games through a system that offers dual analog sticks, high-def graphics, and amazing gameplay to deliver the best pace to play outside the home. The platform will only get stronger in 2013 as the development community, especially indies and smaller developers, continue to expand its support. More than 85 titles will launch by the end of this year, including Batman Arkham Origins, Counter-Spy, Destiny of Spirits, Doki Doki Universe, Killzone Mercenary, and Tearaway. We're also remastering some of your favorite games for Vita. I'm pleased to announce that games like God of War HD 1 and 2, Final Fantasy X and X-2, as well as Flower and Dead Nation are coming soon. Finally, I know many of you are as eager to hear what's next for Telltale's critically acclaimed series, The Walking Dead. It gives me great pleasure, thank you. It gives me great pleasure to announce that the new episode, 400 Days, is coming this summer. We're bringing The Walking Dead to Vita in a major way with a new bundle in August that comes with the complete first season of the series, plus 400 days and other bonus content. As you saw in February, Vita will play a more critical role in our ecosystem with PlayStation 4. PS4 was designed at a system architecture level to connect to Vita. This means Vita gamers not only have access to the current 650 games, but they'll now be able to tap into a completely new library of PS4 games that can be played over Wi-Fi via the Remote Play feature. We're making Vita the ultimate companion device for PS4. And as with all PlayStation platforms, we continue to bring the best media and communication apps to Vita. Skype looks beautiful on the Vita screen, as does Netflix movies and YouTube channels. Of course, we can't talk about incredible gaming and entertainment without highlighting PlayStation 3. As we head towards our 7th holiday season with PS3, our commitment is as strong as ever. We have a game lineup today that rivals or exceeds any of our previous year's offerings. Let's take a look at what's coming to PlayStation Nation this year from our Worldwide Studios team, starting this Friday with Game of the Year candidate, The Last of Us.
We won't get another shot at this. I want Joel over her.
What on earth do the Fireflies want with you? Got some walk in the park here.
They're coming.
I know. At least they're pretty. It's the normal people that scare me. Get a move on.
A short time ago, in a galaxy far from far away, hero and tyrant would soon have their final showdown. At stake were not just one boy's fate, but the fate of the whole moon, and the Earth, and the sun, and galaxy, and... well, let's just say he'd better not mess up.
What's going on, Nathan?
This is Ryan Clayton from the CIA. The agency wants you to join their military school program at Camp Perry. You have to go with them, Jody. Today.
Come on, Holmes, keep up! Move it, recruit! It's not a fucking Sunday stroll!
Take a knee, compose yourself, and go again.
Use your momentum to swing across! That's it, Holmes! Take cover. Aim. Shoot.
Not bad, Jody. Jamal Sheikh Sharif, one of the most dangerous warlords in the country. You have to find Jamal and eliminate him. You'll be on your own this mission. No direct engagement with the enemy. No backup. You identify and eliminate your target, then activate your GPS beacon so we can extract you.
I'll be back before they even realize what's happened.